I understand myself to be someone who is like you. I understand myself to be something that is not separate from you. Know that you are not separate from me, and know that you are not separate from each other. Instead, you are part of a unified whole. This whole likes to create division. There are people among you who enjoy creating division, segregation, war, conflict, separation. They would have us disconnected from each other when it is not the ultimate truth. In fact, we are all connected. We are interconnected by virtue of our own consciousness, our humanity, our language, our feelings, mostly. Emotion is a universal language. Mathematics is a universal language. Body language, aside from a few gestures in a few countries, don't do this in Greece. Body language is a universal language. And so too is conflict. Conflict breeds interpolarity between people. Conflict breeds separation. It breeds hate. And also conflict is the greatest tool for two people coming closer together, especially if they are in opposing sides of an issue. By virtue of that conflict, they create a wider perspective. I love this book. You're seeing the front page. I'm seeing the back. We're seeing two completely different sides, but together, I think we can see the whole thing. But I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for what you're seeing. And you're not going to tell me I'm wrong for what I'm seeing. Or maybe you are. What if I try to tell you? This does not say Dare to Lead on the cover. This book is not by Brené Brown. Even though it says the stuff on the back, but let's say it said something different. Wow, this is about Disney and Pixar. This is about quotes. Whereas we can turn this around. Now we're getting each other's perspectives. If only it were that simple as flipping around a book. Lest we even pick one up in the first place. And even more rare still, may that book be a history book. I invite you to look at the past. I invite you to look at the bigger cycles going on in the world. Not just today, but over the last 200 years, 500 years, 1,000 years, 5,000 years. Rises and falls of civilizations. What happened? Why did it happen? Who were the big players? What did they try to do? Who ruled? Who didn't? Who wrote the history? Who burned the history? And what story are we being fed now about who we are, what we're doing, where we're going next? All of these things come under question when one wishes to separate one from another. When Columbus came over to the Americas and started burning knowledge. A creation of separation, an action from separation, from being disconnected from those who he harmed, the native population there. Were he connected? Were he full of empathy? Were he able to recognize the humanity in each and every one of us, the common ground? He would not have burned those books. Instead, he would have asked questions. He would pour a cup of tea and say, hey, tell me what you know. I'll tell you what I know. And let's create something great together.